Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Goodle. Welcome. I'm a sentient cup of noodles, and today I'm going to be drawing some characters, some brand new characters that are requested or information given to me by some people on Reddit. Today we're drawing some D&D characters. This is part of a series of streams that I've done over the last few months, or the last 2 months or so, maybe a little bit more than that, where what I did was I was looking for new characters and stuff to draw. And so I went on Reddit and asked people to describe their D&D characters to me, if they wanted me to draw their D&D characters. So that's what a bunch of people did, and I picked a bunch of them at random and just kind of decided to, just from the text that they gave me, design a bunch of characters. So this is so far the 5th, I think, character. Yeah, I've already drawn 4 characters like this, and this will be the 5th character that I will have drawn that way. I previously had a dwarf sailor. You saw some of this on the debut stream that I had recently. There was a hound archon dog wizard. There was a skeletal revenant that you also saw, and there was a, what was the other one? The shifter person who was leaning back on the chair very, very casually. And now we're going to be working on a human fighter woman, big muscles, and, you know, kind of barbarian like. That's what we're going to be doing. I have a description of the character here that we will be reading once we get started. But before we really get started, I just want to thank everyone who came to the debut stream, whether you checked it out after the fact, or really just all my VTuber friends who stopped by to say nice things and to chat for a little while. And like the supportive nature of that whole stream was so filling. It was so refreshing and filling and exciting. Like, I only got 2 hours of sleep that night. I had been awake for so long, like pulling it on. I only got 2 hours of sleep before I had to wake up and continue working on the stream stuff. But I have never felt so energetic streaming before. I felt so full of energy after I was done streaming. I was just still just, my adrenaline was so high, my excitement was so high, my energy level was so high that I didn't crash for hours after that. And then eventually like got pretty tired later in the night, but I was just riding that you know, excitement for so long. And I think it went really great. I really like how everything came out, except for that beginning song. I, you know, messed up and forgot some of the lyrics, but honestly it just sounded kind of funny and kind of pulled it back. Definitely didn't think my singing and playing was as clean as it usually is. I definitely think I was a little just a little messy with all of it, but I still think it came out pretty nicely. And the rest of the stream was handled very, very nice, and it was very, very, like, I look back on it and it is very, very I'm very, very proud of how it came out. I really think it did look pretty professional. I really think it did look pretty well done in that kind of way. So I'm happy to have that. And I can always, there are a few things that I didn't get to do or forgot to do that, of course, I'll always wish that I had done, but there's no reason why I can't do them later. Why I can't do them as other streams or other things like that. So let's get back into the swing of things. We're having a chill art stream tonight, and we're just gonna be drawing a character. So, man, I am feeling really warm. Normally I'm freezing cold, but right now I'm really warm. Maybe it's just from having the computer on. So let me take off my jacket. We don't need this on right now. We're good without it. Oh, it is hard to take off. This is VTuber struggling to take off clothes stream. The most unsexy stripping ever. It's because the inside of this jacket is wool, and the cloth of my shirt it's Velcro. It like stays on no matter what. There we go. So that took way too long. Listen to me struggling to remove a jacket, to just take off the damn jacket. What the fuck is wrong with you? So let's plug in my tablet here. This tablet has not been plugged in for a while. I haven't done an art stream in a while. Hopefully Boop. Hopefully it's all good. Let's turn that desktop volume down. We're not on Discord anymore. We don't need that desktop volume super high. There we go. All right, and let's open up a new one. New file, our normal big size, just like that. All right, and this, let's save it so that when people are looking at the drawing, if they come in here, they'll see the title and see kind of what it is. So we have, there we go. I'm putting it in art. And this is a Krita file. So it's going to be a human fighter character. Hello! Hello, Russian dude with hairy balls who loves baby seals. How are you? I'm a cup of noodles who has no balls and cannot go into the water, so we'll never meet a seal. How you been? Hope you're having a really good night. We just started here. I got a fresh canvas and we're gonna be painting. We're gonna be drawing a buff human warrior lady for Dungeons and Dragons. Oops. So let's name this file Human Warrior Barbarian Lady. She's an echo fighter. She's gonna be making a shadow. Let's say echo fighter. Human Warrior Echo Fighter Lady. There we go. Just the worst title. Just the worst long title. There's even an extra space where it doesn't need to be. Okay, this is exciting. Now, to read the description of this character, let me give you guys a description of this lady here. So, this is by Teratius or Teratius on Reddit, who gave me a couple of characters to choose from, and I chose this one. So they describe it as, quote, "There's the outgoing, bombastic, female human Echo Knight fighter. She's practically got the build of He-Man in that she's not some picturesque, scrawny woman warrior, but one that works hard on her body as much as she does her skill with weapons, and wears leather armor lined with furs to maintain a greater freedom of movement and provide warmth in the harsh, cold landscape, while using a halberd to control the battlefield. Hair is of medium length, clean but unkempt looking, as if she's been taking a knife to it all her life. Skin shows scarring from many a haphazard adventure into battle. You'd have trouble telling her apart from a barbarian at first glance. She's regularly using her echo in a fit of drunkenness to teleport around a tavern, grabbing drinks, hanging from rafters as she chugs them, picking little fights with other tavern goers, and trying to swoon their women. So good for her. She has an echo, a shadowy, double, a shadow link, a dark link essentially, and she uses that, just like switching places with it, sending it off and teleporting around, trading places with the shadow instantly, using it to like go up to the rafters, using it to steal drinks from people, using it to hit on their ladies. So we're gonna draw her. And what I'm gonna draw her tonight, we have, let's go, a sort of dark purple line here. A little bit lighter. And of course, not as big of a, there we go, that's nice. Perfect. All right, let's go here. We want a little bit bigger of a line to start. There we go. All right, so that'll be nice. So what we're gonna do is we're going to have sort of a bar down here. And we can have a, well, actually, yeah, I should probably be like around right here. We're gonna have a bar there. Let's try and just get a little bit nice. We're going to have a woman kind of, what's a good height for her? A woman kind of sitting at the bar here. And she's like kind of gonna have her shoulders up like this. And nursing a big drink like that. And she's going to be clutching it pretty tight. Because the lady, our barbarian echo fighter, is going to be like here. That's quite a big head. That's probably a little bit better. It's going to be here, like, you know, leaning down near the bar. And her echo is going to be like right here on the other side of her, like also hitting on her. And we're going to have both the regular lady and her, both the regular, like, you know, warrior and her echo, both just kind of leaning on the bar, like, you know. Like, kind of leaning on, like, down, like you're on the bar. Not that at that angle, but you get what I mean. It's gotta be, but they're both just going to be like on either side. It's gotta be, and I just gotta think of some good poses for like flirting poses. And she's gonna be like very, very just flustered by it, is the vibe of this. She's just gonna be very like flustered. What a stupid little drawing this is. I kind of imagine the hair of the barbarian. I kind of imagine her clothes to look sort of similar to Korra's, where it's sort of form-fitting on the top, and it is short sleeves, so you can like kind of see like her biceps. And muscles, so you'll see like her arms. Maybe she has you know, maybe she has like, you know, wristbands like Korra does. Look at this, like 6 fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a thumb. So maybe she has like wristbands like Korra does as well. But like as well as like furs, Korra has that sort of a fur-lined like that fur around her waist. I think it's a fur. And maybe there can be like fur on the shoulders here a little bit. I have to think of a shape that would look nice with it, you know? And so something like that. I also imagine her hair to look a little bit like Android 18. Sort of mid, like chin length, kind of blonde hair. And something that does look like she just kind of took a knife and just like you know, the whole thing off, just like that. So we can look up pictures of Android 18, but I think it's just sort of a like that, where it's just kind of a dome with a thing, sort of an easy to draw style with the hair vents. Gotta have the anime hair vents. And so if her hair is like that, she could be leaning this way. It would be shorter on this side though if we did it this way. It would be sort of like this. And something along those lines. I think. This is all just rough draft little sketch right now. That hand is obviously going to change position. That is not an accurate placement of the hand. These heads need to be a bit smaller. But that was the ideas so far. One there, and let's move the other one over here. You know what? Let's give us some room. Move this back here, and move this one a little bit lower. They've got to be, I've decided that it's got to be like a flirtatious pose that's like very much in this lady at the bar's comfort zone, like in her space, but not touching. Like they're not, you could do like a flirty pose that's like, you know, a hand underneath the chin, like a finger underneath the chin kind of thing, or like, you know, touching her arm or something. But I've decided that they are not like touching the woman at the bar. They are just sort of almost like a kabedon, where like, you know, the hands are near, the arms are near. It's not quite touching yet, but it's still like very much in her space kind of thing. So we need to just figure out a good pose for both of these. And we also need to decide which one is the shadow, which one is the regular. I kind of want this one to be the regular. This one is the regular, and this one is the shadow, which was just going to be a silhouette. A just black silhouette with sort of white outlines on, if there's like foreshortening, like if there's a an arm down like here, and it's kind of going across like that. Then we would do it just all black, but then this line right here would be in white so that you could see it, see where the arm is. And anything within, like, you know, there, where it is, would just be black on black line. That's going to end up being white. So we'll probably just draw it as an outline, and then we can just fill it in with all black, and then we can just color in some all the outlines. We can just color over those with white. So if we took something like this as a silhouette, we took something like that as a silhouette, and then let's double this layer. I'll give you an example of what we're going to do. Let's duplicate that layer. Let's fill this in with sort of purple like that. Now let's say that there's another line on top of it that sort of is like, you know, the musculature. Lines going here and a low bone like that. What we then do is take this top layer, we alpha lock it. Where is alpha lock? Is it that one? No, is it that one? Need to see. And then it'll appear as white. Those are the little lines that I just drew. It'll appear as white on top of that. So that's how we're going to do like a fully shadow figure. We're going to do a bottom layer that's just all black and a top layer with white outlines, and it should appear as like a shadow form. So we can still draw a regular outline. We can still draw the regular outlines as we normally would a person, and then just fill it all in with black. A dark black, not a stark black, but a dark black. And then use that to make some white outlines. So that's going to be the simple way that we do that. Luckily, we don't need to draw facial features. It's going to be a very easy drawing. We don't need to draw any facial features. Once we draw the woman on the left, we'll be able to get her proportions right, outfit right, and we can just use those outlines to do the shadow. And of course, we do need to draw. I'm kind of making it hard for myself because we're going to be drawing 3 people. We're going to be drawing her. We're going to be drawing her. We're going to be drawing the shadow version of her, which should be a little bit simpler. Definitely no coloring involved. And then maybe even a person in the background who's getting angry at this warrior for, you know, hitting on his woman or something. like we'd have someone in the background like, hey, what are you doing? Hey, stop it. Stop being sexy. Stop being sexier than me in front of my girlfriend. And then the girlfriend is just like, don't worry, it's okay if they're sexier than you. And be like, no, that's not, you're supposed to, this isn't supposed to be like this. You know, like it always happens. You know, like everyone experiences at the bar. That's normal bar going experience. All right, so let's come up with some poses. That is the most important step right now. I'm going to turn on some ASMR for myself. Always gotta have some nice ASMR. But what kind should we get? Let's just Google. I could do one of my normal ones, but let's Google ASMR and see what comes up. Actually, it's probably a bad idea to do a random one. So let's go to one that we have saved so that we can see it again. Hey, Sprockets, good morning. Hello, how are you? It's nice to see you again. Also, I don't know why things aren't appearing in the chat window. Should be right in there, but it's not appearing right now. Oh well, maybe it'll refresh sometime soon. It's good to see you. It's been a while. I haven't been streaming in a while, but I finally had a good introduction debut stream that covered all the lore and all the everything, and now I'm getting back to my regular schedule. How have you been, my friend? Tell me if there's anything new, or if it's just been a lot of the good same. I need to figure out what's going on with comments. Why aren't they appearing? Should be fine. They were appearing on the debut. And this should be totally normal like it was before, but I'll just have to look into it later. If they never appear on this stream, then I'll just turn the soup off and not fret about it. You moved your toolbox at work, so things are great. Hell yeah. It's like a new you. You didn't save that for New Year's? A New Year's resolution? I can't believe you were so proactive. Getting it done even though you didn't need to. Inspirational, to be honest. We all could aspire to be like you, Sprockets. Now, that being me sounding jokey as it is, I don't think I've moved a single damn thing in my room for months, so that actually is more than I've done. It's closer to the machine and my chair. Well, that's just efficient thinking on your part. See, this is why you have that big brain. This is why your head is ginormous like Megamind. Took action to be lazy. That's it. Pull everything close so that you never need to reach out at all. Yeah, I'm just gonna turn off the chat soup if it's not showing any comments. I'll just ignore that. I don't need to worry about that. Fine then. You be that way, chat comments. Took action to be lazy. That's what's called thinking or working smarter, not harder. We're drawn. How does it feel to stream post debut? Normal. This feels totally normal. It literally, like, nothing has changed, and I wasn't really expecting anything to change. It really just sort of feels, and it was mostly just I wanted to have a video on the channel. Like, I wanted to have a debut on the channel so that anyone who was coming to the channel and just wanted to have a first stream to watch or an introduction or anything like that, I could just have that stream ready and have it on, like, you know, the landing page when people go to the channel. They can all just, like, Do you want to know what I'm about? There it is. Like, there it all right is, because that's so useful. It's so useful to have something like that when for any sort of social media or any sort of channel entertainment. Like, you want some teasers or some clips or a trailer or something. And so yeah, it was just really important to have that, to have something that showed off a whole bunch of Goodle stuff all at once. And since I had wanted to make myself new backgrounds and things, like anyway, it was just a good excuse to do it. Actually, let's see if we have, let's see if we can just go to the kitchen and just enjoy our nice little background right here. So I just really wanted to make all these new backgrounds, make our new, like, you know, animation. Let's watch the ending animation. I just really wanted to have, like, this stuff good to go and, like, for the stream. And since those are all things that I had been planning on working on, since these were all things that I was planning on working on, yeah, it is a little island that I like just thought, why not do all of it at once? Why not have a lore stream that introduces me, that shows off a whole bunch of new stuff, and also the different versions of the kitchen. We can have our regular, like, daytime version. We can have our sunrise version. We can have our sunset version. We can have our nighttime version. And so, just being able to have that for whatever, all these ending things, all these animations, just feels good. Let's just keep it as that. Hey, you know what? Let's go to the sunrise. Sunrise is my favorite, but we need to draw. The drawing stream is, the background is still the old, because I have the backgrounds here behind it, but the canvas is lined up perfectly for the motion capture and for the arm here to follow the cursor. If I adjusted it in order to see more of the background, there would require a lot of, it wouldn't be as precise. And so it's kind of useless to have the kitchen, especially since look, I'm not even on the table anymore. I'm floating halfway above Krita. And so it's I chose not to have the kitchen background right now. I could if I wanted to, but it's sort of useless because you can just see some wall right here and that's it. So I was like, I mean, do I really need the kitchen background right now? So I kind of just kept it as, you know what, we'll keep it as is, just so that people can see that there is new stuff. It's just kind of nice to have some new stuff in the back. Which one looks the best? We could have that one. We could have the pink. We could have a little bit more pink. We could have the, you know what? I do like that. I do like the nighttime. The nighttime is nice. And maybe we get rid of social media and just kind of draw there. Let's keep it up. So we're drawing a big buff warrior lady, and she has an echo, like a dark link, that she's able to summon forth and fight, you know, mirror style with it. And so, as the creator of this character, Teratius on Reddit describes her, she uses that echo, which she can send off in different directions and then swap places with it at will. She uses it to go mess around the bar, stealing people's drinks from far away, you know, go up to the rafters and, like, you know, zoop up and back down to the ground and then up to the rafters again. Pick fights with people, do the old, like, you know, tap on one shoulder and then run behind them to the other side so that they turn the other way, and also use it to flirt with people's women and piss people off. Exactly, for just petty pranks and just to cause problems. And that last bit about she uses it to hit on other people's ladies is like, oh, that's very, very funny. So I'm drawing a this lady here is going to be getting hit on by both the warrior and her echo, like her shadowy silhouette echo, and both of them are going to be like just, you know, flirting with her side by side. You would be called a jerk by many, and you would deserve it, and I'm very proud of you for it. Because if you had an echo, like I would absolutely use it the same way. Just to be a little stinker. Just to be a little cartoon. Just a Bugs Bunny, essentially. It was just, ain't I a stinker? Ain't I a stinker? But we got to figure out some poses for our big buff warrior lady, and that's what I'm doing right now. So we have, let's go low opacity, a little bit bigger opacity on that. Start fights with it just to wreck places. Yeah, and you can summon as many as you want, and it's not going to take damage. It's just like a little shadow echo of you. So you could have it, but it can deal damage. You can have it do your fights for you. It'll take one hit and then disappear. All right, so let's think about some flirty poses. We can definitely have a like this sort of thing where she's leaning back like this, like sort of hands on hips there, and one hand on the, like one elbow on the table. This is the type of thing that yeah, like we have to think about leaning her left elbow on the table, right, like super far forward, leaning far forward, far to the side, and then this shoulder is up like that. This shoulder is down like that. Let's make the shoulders even broader. Even broader shoulders. Holy shit, you such big shoulders, lady. And let's have that part, and then swoom. I guess it would follow the table. Big ol' arms. I'm gonna make those probably, that forearm probably a little bit smaller. But that can be an example of how she's kind of leaning. Might need to be a little bit straighter as opposed to, yeah, I think right now it needs to be a little bit more like that, or no, maybe it is good as is. So we'll keep that right there. And then her head is kind of similar to there. The other shoulder there should have some just foreshortening here. It's gonna be hard to find a good, is it still called foreshortening if we're talking about going farther away? Or is foreshortening refer specifically to when it gets closer to the camera? I mean, if we consider like the arm going farther away, then we're just talking about foreshortening of the elbow, so I guess it would still technically be foreshortening. And she's gonna be leaning like that, so if her bust line sort of follows that, it would sort of be that. Where's the side of her body? It's so hard to try and think about someone leaning at this angle. We're seeing a person lean down like that, but still like standing upright. That's such a weird angle. Maybe we wouldn't even show the other elbow. Maybe the elbow would be like back here. But I don't think so. I think we would get to see a little bit of the elbow. And then hand going down like that. Yeah, something like that. Where then like the leg is coming down here. like that's the torso like that. I feel like that's how this torso would go. And that means that swoop, 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 and like the middle of the chest would be going here, swoop, and this side would be, it would start from up here like the neck. You think about the chest like that, sort of from the neck. Moves usually reach the armpits like that, so maybe we can delete this part here. Hard to try and think about. I need to think about the width or depth of the chest. And she's swole, so she's gonna have big pec muscles. And how that looks at this odd angle. Look at this odd angle. It'd be hard to draw muscular pecs even without like fatty boobs on it. And now we're gonna have boobs on top of that. That's just super hard angle to draw. So I need to kind of move this away so that I'm not intersecting with her actual thing. Yeah, I really want to learn how to do this lean. This is the first time I've ever drawn a lean at this angle before. So, and I'm not looking at a reference, so it's just trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. You got a big Dorito shape that's good for muscles. Her body type was described as the build of He-Man. So we gotta think about that. So let's do as if she did not have boobs and it was just super buff pecs. Let's just use that to think about. Just think about placement and things. She is very tough. She is literally the girl that she tells her boyfriend not to worry about. That your girlfriend tells you not to worry about. And that, it would kind of be going, would it be going like this? Is it sort of like that? Or is it sort of like that? I think it's a curve. It's not a concave curve. Oh, hold on, I'm gonna lean. Give me 1 sec, I need to lean. So if I lean like this, it could be, if I pretend this is a countertop, the desk chair, it's a countertop. It could be either way. It could be either convex or concave. There's not really a need for either one. So I'd have to just sort of decide which one looks better. I feel like this convex shape here is probably a little bit better as opposed to sort of a concave shape. We want to have a nice body middle line to follow. Yeah, this one it's sort of hard to tell what angle things are happening at. But that one, it's a little bit easier to imagine that it's following that. So let's use that as a basis. So this would be a pec like that. This would be a pec like that, maybe more like that. And there would be some abs here. And some ribs. Probably need to make this a little bit wider. Look a little bit more like that. And we can't really make too much hip just with this drawing because this is the same layer as before, so we have to kind of ignore that going on right there. Something like that. It's a very, very incorrect body proportions. I will need to fix everything. I think the center line is coming down to the wrong spot. Something like that. That no longer looks like abs at that angle. Maybe it was good before. Let's see, this would be a bit more stretched out over here, so it could be. That angle is better, I think. Abs, not... We don't care about the abs. Oh, no, actually, I was probably thinking the opposite direction. It probably is more like that. Ribs would be right here. That's probably a little bit better. All right. Let's... Shit, we've been painting on that same layer. I'm a fucking idiot. Oh well, that's fine. We can use this layer. We can lower the opacity of this. We can just draw on top of it. It's still sketched, so it's perfectly fine. Alright. We need to figure out what the fuck boobs look like at this angle. Boobs at this angle? I can't tell. You would see like this top part at least, whatever angle that is. But it's hard to figure out exactly what other lines you need to draw. Would you draw a bottom here or going up to the armpit there? Like that armpit right there. And especially if it is in sort of a form-fitting shirt with strong pec muscles, it's not going to have the same shape as a person without really big pec muscles. And so let me look at references of buff ladies. You definitely want to look at references for really muscular things, but this lean angle is going to be a hard one. I still definitely want to do it. So buff ladies. Let's see what comes up. All right. A couple of these can be useful. So let's see if Now, I guess... Okay. There isn't actually that much difference. The buffer you get, the bigger your pec muscles go. There isn't that much difference between, like, super buff with boobs and super buff without boobs sometimes. Some of these girls, their pec muscles look just like guys would. Because, I mean, if you're bodybuilding, then you're cutting a bunch of fat from your body anyway, so you'd lose a bunch of... And, like, building muscle burns fat, so you'd lose a bunch of the fat on your boobs, too. There's still some of these girls do have... Alright, let's see. What's a good example? What's the one I want to go with? And how do we find new angles of it? Alright. That's kind of a good angle to start with. Is it too big? Seems fine. It seems like a good starting angle. If those are accurate to her shoulders, then let's see. Have that, but would it be more? I feel like this is going to be one of those things where, since very few times is anyone ever going to be having, like, seen the real life version of this lean at this angle, no one's going to be able to tell if it's the right angle or not, so I probably don't need to worry too much. If this is a tank top, it's not a tank top, but if we imagine it to be a tank top, it might look something like that. So, all right, this is starting to look a bit better. It's making me think that this is a pretty good angle to use. Let's see, her shoulder blades would be very pronounced. Neck muscles will be very pronounced, but we're probably not going to be seeing too many of those because of the angle. Her head's just going to be covering up. There we go. All right. This one probably be a little bit more inward like that. Now we're okay. Now we're getting somewhere. Yeah, I think that it would definitely be pulled up here. Would it be more in like that? That's pretty good. Basically the same thing I drew. It just looks nicer. Okay, so that's good to start with, but I'm not planning on having her wear a tank top or a sports bra or anything. I'm gonna have her top outfit is gonna be sort of a form-fitting blue shirt, sort of short sleeve. I'm definitely have Korra in mind as like a design inspiration. But let's go with this to start. Let's draw a big triangular shoulder. Shoulders are kind of triangular. They kind of come down to like a point like that. And then there's a sort of can have come down like this. It's not that pronounced, but the back of the arm there. Triceps there. And then there's a bigger angle, well, on the biceps there. They are a little bit smaller and more blocky, but I tend to like diamond shapes for really muscular body types, like sort of diamond shape on everything. You can see all those like trapezoids and things. All right, now if that is this angle here, that's too long of a forearm. So let's fix it. That, I think, is the right placement for, compared to her shoulder, the right width and everything. Need to change the muscle slightly here. Actually, that was fine. This looks sort of like it's a flex right now. You have that little point, then it looks like the side or back of the elbow, so that's pretty good. Okay, so that is a decent enough arm that we can keep it. Now let's try filling it in with black and then doing these as white outlines. And see if it works how we want it to. All right, now if we do white on this, we would have a white outline for the shadow. And that's, yeah, I feel like that's going to work well. We can do the same thing, but with white outline here. And use that as sort of a shadow. If we do sort of a white outline on like a dark black, then we get the musculature. And we can do that as like a silhouette. So I like that. You know, I have never done that before. I was hoping that it would work out. I was pretty sure that it would work out, and it looks like it does. So that's good to see. All right, so we don't need that layer anymore. We can continue with this top buff layer. We can try and get that other shoulder and arm and everything. Oops, we need our old color like this. Now, let's see. All right, so this shoulder, you're not really gonna see anything besides just a big thing like that. How wide it would be, I'm not entirely sure. I feel like it would be a little bit more inward since it's gonna be coming up at this angle. Her head, yeah, I think that's about their good width. And we just need to find a right arm and forearm angle. This one right now is up too high to make it look casual. That's not bad the way it looks right now. We'll use just sort of a stock hand shape for the time being. That doesn't, yeah, I'm not sure if that's actually a good angle, but I'll have to draw a little bit more to figure out if it looks good or not. And of course, once again, we need to just think about what people would be able to tell is correct or not. It's gonna be different than what is actually correct or not. Ooh, that's a good hip. I'm keeping that hip. That's a good hip. Love that. And you probably won't see, there's gonna be a table. Do I have a straight line? Anything I can do here? No, I have to do a regular line. There's gonna be a table like that. So you're not going to see too much below that line, so I don't really need to worry about other things. I think I can stop there at the hip. I think that's about the right angle. This is such a weird lean, but it's such a good lean. Such a weird to draw, but fun to see. Okay, let's see. It's 3 a.m. right now. The one thing that I still haven't quite decided is what time I want to do my late night streams. For a while I was doing it at 2 a.m., which gave me more time before they started, and that was really nice. But I was always rapper sounds. I was always super tired at the end because it was getting to like 4 a.m., 4:30 a.m., and then I was making food after that. That's probably still going to be happening tonight. I'm probably going to be pretty tired and still need to make food. Excuse me. So I started doing it at 1 a.m. instead. And there I could be done at like 3:30. It gives me more time. Because I usually I'm a nocturnal and I kind of stay up until dawn. And so it's not unusual to be loved by anyone. It's not unusual to go out with anyone. Thank you, Tom Petty, but... No, wait, that's not Tom Petty. It's, who was it? Fuck, I forget his name. Fuck, I forget his name. Shit, it was not Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. But it's not unusual for me to be like making food that late. Ooh, is that a better angle for that? That's a better angle for that. Damn, she big. All right, we don't need to worry about the facial expression on the shadow, so we don't need to worry about that, so that's good. But we do need to worry about head angle and shape, and that's going to be hard. But we have our example here, very Android 18-like sort of haircut. Kind of like that. And it looks good at that angle, but don't know if we'll use that angle. Let's copy paste this and see how it translates. Copy, and let's put it on here. Paste. It's definitely not the right angle. But maybe if we outline it slightly differently, we can get it at the right angle. Oops. Huh? What's going on? What is going on? Krita? Excuse me. Krita. What's going on? There we go. Jesus, I couldn't go to my Krita window for a sec. Alright, so this would... We want to draw at least the hair and have that be a white outline. She's gonna be leaning down, though. The way she's leaning, it should actually be way more of an angle, way tilted. And I'm not going to be able to draw it correctly. I'm going to have to redraw it. This is not the right angle at all. She's leaning like that. Which layer am I on? Good, new layer. All right. Even like this, her face would be looking like that. Ears would be like right there. And sort of out at this side angle like that. But that's also not quite the right placement for the ears, because her head is going to be a little bit more cylindrical, so it would actually be more like there. That means her nose would be able to see sort of the top of the nose, maybe a little bit like that. An eyebrow would be sort of like this. But it's sort of a little bit more compressed for the foreshortening. Eyebrows would be like that. So hair, once again, a little bit more compressed, would be more like hanging down like this, maybe. How do you make shoulder length hair falling due to gravity? Honestly, that already looks pretty good. It's already looking like a decent like face shape, but we need to somehow make it look like the hair is instead of like, you know, like this, we want it like that, you know, it's sort of falling due to gravity. But also to maintain the nice sort of Magneto helmet look of the hair. Can we do it curved and still have it look pretty good? Yes, it does. Tom Jones. I was like, I gotta look this up. It's not Tom Petty. I know it's not Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, but it's Tom something. It's Tom Jones. It's not unusual. Fuck, that was pissing me off that I couldn't remember. Okay, so we've found a good hair angle for this part. Looks like the face is flat, but we're not going to see the face in the shadow version, so it's okay. And do we need to adjust this at all, this hair? I feel like the head needs to be a little bit farther back, like that. It's gonna be tough to make it look like hair on the shadow. I have an idea of how to do it though. I mean, that right there is a good start. Still feels like it's not quite falling from gravity quite correctly. Oh shit, I hate when I do that. There we go. Yeah, this one, I don't know if it's actually correct for gravity, but it just looks better. Need to find a nice style for this sort of helmet hair that is appealing, but also a little like, we want that nice, it's like just geometric, like Android 18 is the word of the day. Decent. Let's see, what do Android 18's hair vents look like? Oh, she actually has... I didn't realize that she doesn't have a center part. She has a side part. Should I change this? Should I give her actual Android 18 hair? Or should I go with more of a center part? Android 18... doesn't have a center part like this. She actually has a slightly side part with a bigger thing over here and a smaller thing like that. And it actually goes down like over her face slightly. Like over some, like the strands of her hair like that. I mean, yeah, it does look better than a center part, than a Magneto helmet, so I'll keep it for now, but I might change it. Let's look, since Korra was also an inspiration for the outfit, let's look up Korra, pictures of her. She also had shoulder-length hair in later seasons. So let's see what they did for her hair. Here's a good picture. So it was also sort of a side part, but they didn't really draw a part so much. They just sort of had... hair just kind of flowing. They didn't really have a line for a part. Where's a good close-up pic? Korra's kind of goes down like that. And just sort of windows her face like that, but like above the... There we go. So more like that, as opposed to hair vents. But I definitely want to sort of stick enough hair vents. Those would look nice. So I'll stick with the sort of Android 18 side part for now. But I have a feeling that might change slightly. It's definitely, it looks good for the character, but it's not quite what I want. However, I do like the look of this lean right now. This is a good lean. Her head is huge. It should be. I feel like her having a huge head is perfectly good. Let's see what it looks like if we make it smaller. Honestly, I feel like it's good to have sort of a bigger head, but let's move that out of the way there. Let's delete a bit of this. Good call on 18's hair. Yeah, that was in my head. I was picturing Korra's like blue shirt, like sort of a form-fitting. It's like Korra's outfit with sort of like bare shoulders, sort of form-fitting blue shirt, furs wrapped around the waist, but without the sleeves that Korra has, just sort of open arms. So it's not going to be this tank top here. This is mostly just, it's easy to draw boobs first if you sort of have a tank top, because the neckline is an easy thing to use as a reference. So we're going to close off, no cleavage. There's not going to be cleavage in this drawing. Unfortunately for all the cleavage lovers, that's not the outfit that I'm going to be designing. Our girl at the bar, maybe we'll give her some cleavage just for all the people who want them. But yeah, that was what I was picturing. I was picturing Korra's outfit with Android 18's hair in my mind, and very, very buff. Like, Korra is not that buff for her design. Like, she's muscular, but she's still pretty lean. So definitely, like, the He-Man description that they gave, where they literally say quote, she's practically got the build of He-Man in that she's not some picturesque, scrawny warrior, but one that works hard on her body as much as she does on her skill with weapons, and wears leather lined with furs to maintain a greater freedom of movement, provide warmth in harsh cold winter while using Albert. Her hair of medium length, clean but unkempt, looking as if she'd been taking a knife to it all her life. I just sort of, whenever I imagine taking a knife to your hair, I always just imagine that scene in Mulan with the sword giving herself a haircut, and she also sort of gets, you know, this shoulder length style hair. And I was just picturing her as a, because of the He-Man description, He-Man like made me think that she was just a big muscular blonde lady. So shoulder length hair that gets cut with a knife, He-Man looking, that's Android 18. That haircut is just Android 18's right there. So that's definitely was fresh on the mind. I like this lean a lot. This lean is very good. I don't know about, yeah, the head is huge at this angle, but does it look more like foreshortening? This is tough. This is a tough call on the head size. And the exact angle. Especially since it's gonna be in shadow, so I need to make sure that you can just see it in the silhouette. Alright, well, this one, I always do it too big to start, and this is definitely too big. She does have a big head, but it still needs to be sort of realistic, so let's keep it there. Let's try out a few different sizes. Mulan is the best movie ever made or will be made. I feel like you would have plenty of people agreeing with you on that. I feel like a lot of people would be like, yeah, you know what, that checks out. I'll say, favorite Disney song of mine is absolutely Let's Get Down to Business. Like, I don't, like, Disney songs are all good, but none of them really, like, sure, like, Let It Go gets stuck in my head, like, for everyone's, but the one that I want to sing, the only one that I really ever just, like, want to sing at all times of the day is Let's Get Down to Business. This is a tough one. This head angle is a tough one. Well, maybe that's all right. Maybe this is good. Mulan soundtrack on vinyl. Very cool. Do you have a way to listen to it on vinyl, or are you like some people who have some records but don't even have a record player? Sometimes you just want the collector's item. It's kind of like me having manga that I'm not able to read yet. Because I do have that. I do have manga I don't know how to read yet because I am not proficient enough in the Japanese. That's a pretty good face angle right there. You have a turntable, but this was for a collection. So do you not even listen to that one because it's for a collection? Is it the kind of thing where, like, you know, you don't want to take it out, scratch it up? That's a good face. That's a good face, and that's a decent angle. All right, we found our angle. She doesn't have a neck, but I think at this angle you're not going to see too much of it, and also she's big and muscular, so we can pretend she doesn't have a neck anyway. You just sort of go like that, but that's more neck muscles. I don't think you would be seeing that neck muscle on the silhouette, but we'll draw it for now. We can erase it later. Okay, she's basically done with that. The head is... Actually, you know what? We do need a little bit of a neck. I just need to move it out slightly. There we go. Much better. There, no neck. There, yes neck. Not totally sure if it's the right angle, but I definitely think we're closing in. Shit, it didn't say where I put it. I think it was there. Something like that. Maybe something like that. This is probably a little bit better. All right, we'll keep it there for now. And there, I think the neck muscles are in about the right place. Not totally perfect. All right, now let's... We can ignore... You can ignore the clothes for now. We don't need this head anymore. Let's get rid of whatever is down here. Cut so that our layer is just right there. In fact, let's get rid of whatever is over there too. We want our layer to be just the head, just where it's supposed to be. I need to fix that other arm. That is not the angle that that arm should be at. Now to cheat would kind of be like that. We sort of just ignore the back arm just down here. And just have it kind of coming out like this. I feel like that's cheating in this instance. Because I don't know if that's not really, I feel like, a realistic angle. I'm pretty sure the arm wouldn't be going back like that unless she was really twisting her back. She was really like twisting back this direction. And she's not really. I feel like you would see a bit of that other elbow. Just not quite this much. What, that much? I might need to, like, take a picture of myself to really figure this one out. Well, now I can kind of see with myself how it looks, but this is one of those times where the actual, yeah, it would actually be going kind of upright. If the shoulder's really leaning, it would actually be going pretty far up like that. But that just looks totally wrong. So it would be a little high. It would be sort of a higher angle. Boy, this looks wrong. Especially since her arm covering it up makes her hip seem so small. Ooh, this is tough. We don't want her to. Well, look. Okay, if the hand is like this. It looks both correct, but also not correct. Like, it looks like a correct, if we just imagine, like, a person standing at a window. Like, it does look like she'd be, like, standing in front of a window. Like, look, it does look sort of correct, as if she just has her hands on her hips. But it just doesn't quite look right for a lean. Maybe if I over-exaggerate it this way. But if I made these arms as big as the other ones, that would be strange for this. No, I think the old version was better. The one with the higher up elbow like that. just clicky noises. That's all we got right now. Alright, so those are our two angles. So this one and that one. Not that one. So, very similar angles. That or that. Not too much different, actually. Alright, so we'll keep that for now and we'll readjust it later as we go. I kind of want to move on from her pose there and do other stuff. Now, we need to think of a different flirty pose for the left one, the left her. Did I just draw something accidentally? No, that was an erase. So the left pose seems to be equally flirty as well, but in a different pose. Not touching the woman in the center, but definitely in her space. Definitely, like, you know, in her comfort zone. And, you know, enough to make her flustered. Something that kind of, it doesn't really need to show off the core outfit, but what kind of pose? Like, hand standing up a little bit. She should be at a different height, and so since this one is leaning over, definitely have her standing up a little bit taller. You want two different heights for this. Could still be a lean, could still be sort of hands on hips lean, but with the arm sort of doing a straight. Like a straight lean on the counter like that. She shouldn't be leaning away from her, though. It's definitely to show, like, this would show, like, a pleasant, wonderful conversation. To really show flirting, you gotta be, like, leaning towards her. And, like, head sort of, like, leaning towards it. This just looks like a horror creep. It's just a horror monster that's like, I'm looking at you. Very different drawing there. Does this not look like flirting? This is how flirting looks. This is a perfect rendition of human flirting. Trust me, a cup of noodles. I know. I see the way humans look at each other. It's basically just this. This is a photograph. It's not even just an artist's rendition. This is a photograph of a person flirting. This is like occasionally when there's like a kid's cartoon that has like one episode where there's just some really creepy, like a character that only shows up in that episode, and their whole thing is they're just like a weird, like creepy monster that no one is okay with except like the main protagonist like really wants to like, you know, try and give them a chance kind of thing, which is a surprisingly common trope in a whole bunch of kids cartoons, but it's always just like that weird episode with that weird creepy character thing. This feels like something that would be in one of those shows. See, I knew that's how you humans flirted. I fucking called it. Fucking called it. Actually, you know what? Give me 1 second. I'm going to switch scenes for a sec. I'm going to... copy this. Yeah, it should be fine. And try, I'm gonna try. Paste. Darn, I can't. I can only do a reference. I can't do a duplicate, dang. In that case, I'm not gonna do it. Maybe I can just copy this here. And I'm gonna test it out. It's gonna be, damn. I just want to see if, chat. What is that? Is it locked? That's locked. It's all unlocked. Don't need to worry about that. I can unlock that. I just want to see if anything appears. Doesn't look like it. For some reason, chat is broken on this window. It's very strange. And there's nothing blocking it. Oh well, who knows? I'll have to figure out what's going on, but I'm doing it, should be fine tomorrow if it was working on the debut, because that'll be what I use for gameplay tomorrow, so it should be fine during gameplay. I'll just have to retest it out for drawing streams. But anyway, let's get rid of our little creepy guy here. So, we need to think of another sort of flirty angle. And I want to at least get sort of a basic pose down before I finish for the night. It doesn't need to do the whole thing, but I just want to use the next 10-15 minutes just to figure out what kind of flirt pose. Now, it could be like arm across the front here. As if she's doing an explain. That would be a little too close, so let's back it up a bit. It's probably going to be the wrong angle. It'll be a little too close too. The other pose. Hey, come on. This is what it looks like. Hey, come on. It wouldn't be leaning up. It would be leaning down. But leaning down, then it would be leaning on the table and still doing that. I don't want... It would just be a mirror of this pose just with the arm extended instead of out. I don't want that. It's a good hand, but it's not the one I'm going to be using. Alright, so if I'm not using that... then what am I using? Nothing about composition of the... That's a good forearm. That's a perfect forearm shape. I'm gonna want to keep that in case I need it. I'm drawing a good arm right now. It's probably not at a useful angle, but it's a good arm. Alright, there's that. Is there anything I want to do with that or can do with that? Big ol' hands. I could do one arm up like this. And her head here and her other arm kind of doing a sort of like offering gesture coming in behind. That's sort of a weird arm angle too, because I feel like it would go out here, but the hand is in that angle. So no, that wouldn't really work as is. Is she gonna be leaning or isn't she gonna be leaning? That's a good question. That's the question. Let's see. She is gonna be leaning on the counter. And if she's leaning on the counter, then it needs to be straight armed, because it needs to be different than the other one. So if she's leaning straight armed on the counter, what is she doing with her other arm? She's not gonna be. It's not gonna be like around the shoulder. So, oh my god, that would be kind of creepy if she like straight armed like the shoulder of her shadow. As if like closing in this person. Her other shoulder might also be hands on hips. Maybe that one I can use the lazy. That one have the shoulder kind of going behind. It's not terrible. It's not great either. It's passable. Do we have a better than passable? I kind of want her arm to be... No, actually it wouldn't be alright. It wouldn't be that bad. What else could I do? Could just hide whatever the other hand is doing. Have her sort of leaning like that, just sort of straight armed. Alright, definitely this angle is not as good as sort of a mirroring. That angle, so that's at least a slightly better angle. The hands on the hips make a little bit more sense with that. If you do it that way, fuck, I did it on the same layer. Oh well. Careful outlining this. There we go. That arm is like that. That hand could be like... like that, and it would make a little more sense. Being there. The head. We can move the head. That's a nicer pose. Here. Oh, I suppose I should draw it there and then just decide how close it is. Yeah, okay. So it's this pose basically. We're just going to be moving it slightly over here. Hands on hips there. Head there, or maybe a little bit leaning down a little bit more. Leaning forward. Oh. That's probably the best of both worlds. Like that. So we'll keep it there for now. That'll give us a good idea of how it's supposed to look. Left side, sort of confident, just like, you know, lean like there, but still generally standing up kind of straight, or at least kind of standing up tall. Right side over here, fucking like sleazy, like leaning. This is the type of person who would do like, who would like wink at you. Like they're the same person, because she's like, here's the thing, she's actively controlling her shadow. It's not like she, you know, just lets it loose and it's gonna do whatever it does. Like, no, she it only moves how and if she commands it to. That's how it works. That's how that, like, you know, an echo fighter works. And so that means that she and her shadow having like different personalities, like her shadow being more aggressive than her, is just her like doing that on purpose. I find that funny. But this is generally, I'm gonna end here with this, a nice 2 hours for the drawing, because I've generally got what poses I want down. We did this nice lean, and wait a minute, where's my face? Where'd my face go? What happened to that face I drew? Where the fuck? Whoa, what happened? Where did that face I draw went? Oh, this is on 0 layer opacity. Thank goodness. I was really worried that I had lost it doing something stupid. We've got this lean right here, which is a really good lean. That arm in the back is a little awkward, but so would, like, a regular arm would actually look pretty awkward at this angle. It's not gonna look normal. It's one of those pictures that you see, it's just like, all right, this is fun. Okay, I just noticed this. This is like Goro from Mortal Kombat with 4 arms. This is, oh shit, I should give her 4 arms. I love people who have multiple arms. It's like the Goro with 4 arms, like Dr. Octopus with a bunch of metallic arms. She could be like a fucking spider. Shit, I need to take us like a screenshot or just save a version of this. Like that. And definitely, I just need to save these layers as is. Let me save as. Spider arms. Actually, can we export as a Krita file? Yeah, it looks like we can. Good. Now let's save this version. And let's see if we can open up. Open. This was human spider arms. Open. Good, we have the same one. Excellent. Alrighty, good. Now I have a version of that, because now I kind of want to draw a version where she actually has like 4 arms, like 1 lower, 1 higher. I want to draw a buff 4-armed lady. She has 4 arms. Only 16 arms. Yeah, 4 arms. But okay, we've got that. We've got there. That's why I hit it, because it's like that. We've got our pose on the right, our pose on the left. We can reposition the pose on the left if needed, but that's generally what it's going to be like. It's not a bad pose right there. Look, you can just see the hips in the back. That's a pretty good pose. Both of these poses pretty dang good. I'm pretty satisfied. I'm pretty proud. I like drawing muscles because muscles can be very angular, and it's easier for me to understand angles than it is for me to understand smooth lines. And also, since muscles look kind of weird, it's harder to tell when they're done wrong, I feel like. I feel like it's easier to tell when a curvy body is done wrong, when a smooth body is done wrong. It's a little bit easier it's a little bit harder to tell when a muscular body is done wrong, because muscles all form in different ways. I mean, so do most bodies, but still. Alrighty. It is good to be back. It feels good. I'm not super tired. I can definitely make myself some food. So, thank you very much for coming by. Once again, Sprockets, it's good to have you back, and it's good to be back to a normal stream. Pokemon is going to be coming out later this week. I don't have a stream planned for it for this week, but you can bet your butt I'm definitely going to be playing Pokemon a whole bunch on the channel. I'm going to be streaming Scarlet after it comes out. This week, the afternoon streams are going to continue being Shantae because I still had a few like extra bonus. I finished the main game of Half Genie Hero, but there's still a few of those extra modes where it's like, oh, you play through the story, but as this character. So I want to try out some of those in the long one. I think it's going to be 2 streams of that, as far as I know. And playing Pokemon, I'm still going to be doing the old Pokemon Green, on the nighttime ones. So we're down to our normal ones, but the new game for this week, that's going to be Friday and Sunday, is Celeste. I just finished Celeste myself last week and did everything in it. I got through all of the story and the bonus levels. I did all of the B-sides and all of the C-sides, and got all the strawberries, unlocked everything, did everything on the hardest difficulties, and man, like, I love that game so much. It's really fucking hard, but it's also fun hard, and has a nice, steady, increased progression. Going back, like, I really want to start it over because I really want to see. It was just my first time, and I just kept on doing the hard and harder versions. I'm really excited to just immediately, even though I just finished it last week, to immediately start streaming it when my skills are still like at their top or like near their top, because I want to see how easy the first levels are again. Like, I want to see if the first levels are just feel so much easier now that I've gone through the whole game, and the like last levels are legit just so fucking hard. And I feel like if I go back to the first levels again, I'm just gonna be like breezing through them like a speed run, and I want to see if that's true. I want to see if I have a normal Celeste run where I'm just dying constantly, like, 50 times per level, or if I am able to like do it super fast or get through it super easy. So I'm excited for that, and it's gonna look probably up to a certain point really impressive. And I think I'll be able to remember where most of the strawberries are as well. So it shouldn't be too hard to to unlock everything and complete all that stuff as we go. So get excited for that. I will be back this afternoon with Shantae. So, and then tomorrow, same time in the morning, with probably a Japanese study stream. Have a good night, everyone. Enjoy your nights. Thank you for coming and spending this drawing time with me, watching the VOD, doing whatever you're doing, getting some work done. I hope that you can all find your metaphorical big buff lady Echo Fighter in your life, so that whatever that might be, whatever sort of thing represents the 2 big buff Echo ladies flirting with you on left and right, whatever that thing can be in your life, I hope you end up finding it. I hope that it comes and flirts with you too, like that weird creepy cartoon drawing. Good night, everyone. Bye-bye. Oh wait, I forgot I have an ending stream now. I have an ending card. I completely forgot. I was about to hit end stream again, but no. We have an ending card. Bye-bye.